we've been waiting for the program to start, and in this program, he likes to just take over and go. So we're going to go ahead and let him. Go ahead, MC Green.
Hi, kids. I'm MC Green. I live with my adopted family right here in Middlesex County. Even though I'm only 9, I told my family I wanted to put my high IQ, it's 1,000 by the way, and my fabulous looks to good use. So, I got a real job. That's right. I use my superior knowledge of science and the environment to work for the MCIA. That's your Middlesex County Improvement Authority. You know them, the folks that pick up your recycling in those blue bins. The ones with MC Blue, the recycling robot. He's pretty cool, huh? MC Blue talks to everyone about recycling. I talk to everyone about living greener and making the earth a healthier place. It is an awesome job. Can you keep a secret? Yes. I am not human. I am a fully recycled robot.
All right.
If you were about to say I hide it well, thanks. It is because of my hair, you know. Actually, I am proud to be a robot. It is going to take all kinds to make the planet a greener place. Well, thanks, kids, for coming to talk with me about Mother Earth. Let me introduce you to my grown-up helper here. She is really smart, especially for a grown-up. Tell them your name.
Well, my name is Allison, as he said, and we're here from the Middlesex County Improvement Authority, which handles recycling in many of the towns in Middlesex County, which is probably where you all live. And this is MC Green. MC stands for Middlesex County, and Green stands for what we're doing when we try to live greener, right? Which is what MC Green is going to talk to us about today. So thank you for having us. And MC is going to talk about how we can start living green right now.
Why, thanks. Kids, living greener does not mean having awesome green hair like mine or looking like an alien. First of all, living greener means living in ways that use a lot less of 4 very important things that Mother Earth gives us for our energy. These things tend to make a real mess of the planet. Come on and count them out on your fingers. 1, burning the Earth's coal for our energy really makes the worst mess of all. 2, burning the Earth's oil spews out all kinds of bad stuff. 3, when we burn natural gas, more bad stuff goes up into the air. And 4, when you burn wood, P.U. What a stinky, polluting mess. And it takes up to 100 years for a new tree to replace it. It's really amazing. It only takes 18 years for you kids to grow up. And when you use your own energy, all you do is sweat, huff and puff. But when we burn these 4 fossil fuels for energy, it is so bad for the environment. That means we all have to use less dirty energy. Just listen to this poem and you will get the idea. Energy, energy, there's enough for you and me. If we don't use it carelessly, we can save our energy. Energy, energy, save an ocean, save a tree. We can do it easily if we save our energy. Turn off the lights if you don't have to see. If no one's watching, turn off the TV and the radio and the microwave. So energy, we can save. Energy, energy, there's enough for you and me. If we don't use it carelessly, we can save our energy. Now, I also want to talk to you about how living greener means using less than we do now, of just about everything. Living greener means buying fewer new things, reusing what we have, and creating less waste. You know MC Blue's famous line, reduce, reuse, recycle. greener means using things over and over again. This is important because it takes energy to make just about everything. For example, we all have to use a lot less plastic. It is made from oil, and use a lot less paper. It is made from wood. Living greener means using more energy sources that don't cause these problems, like the power of the sun or the wind. But will this mean I have to use less hair gel? I think I would blow a circuit without my gel. Does my hair look okay?
Yeah.
Yes, MC, it looks okay. But can you tell us, why does this matter now? Why can't this wait for the kids to grow up? Why do we have to worry about this right now?
Thanks again. Yes, you're right, my friend. That is important to understand. Let's think about why we need to live greener now. It comes down to the fact that pretty unpleasant changes on Earth have happened a whole lot faster since humans started using equipment powered by fossil fuels. That is, since the mid-1800s. This equipment needs energy to make it work, so that you don't have to. Before then, people had to do things by hand or with animals. Now, machines and vehicles do the work for you. When humans started burning coal, oil, natural gas, and wood, it sure made life a lot easier. But unfortunately, creating energy in these ways changed the climate really fast. A changing climate has caused problems. In the past 30 years or so, there have been melting glaciers and ice caps, many more heavy storms, and more heat waves. What we do is causing these changes, and we have to do something about it. We have to slow down our energy use and do it quickly.
But MC, can you tell us more about climate change? I mean, some years there's really bad snowstorms, and other years we don't get much snow at all, so it doesn't seem like there's much going on with the climate.
You are right about that, my friend. Climate is like the weather, but it is weather for the whole region of the planet, not just one place. And climate is weather that happens over long periods of time. It's not just the day-to-day or year-to-year changes. That's weather. For example, here in Middlesex County, we have had lots of snow one year and not much in another year. That's our weather. But when I say that the Arctic Circle has warmed up more and more over decades, or when I say that deserts are hotter than they used to be, I am describing climate. Get it? I think you got it. This difference is very important because some people confuse weather with climate, and they do not think the climate is changing at all.
Okay, so I get what climate change is, and I get that that's bad, but I don't understand what fossil fuels has to do with, burning fossil fuels has to do with changing the climate. Can you talk more about that, MC?
Thanks. I just love talking about this cool stuff with you all. The connection here is that when fossil fuels, coal, oil, gas, and wood, are burned to make energy, carbon dioxide rises into the Earth's atmosphere. Did you know that carbon dioxide's nickname is CO2? Now, a little CO2 isn't bad. It should be about 1/20th of our air. You humans and the animals let a tiny bit out with every breath. And trees and plants take in a little CO2 to grow. But humans have been drowning the planet in CO2 for decades by burning fuels for energy. This has caused problems for the climate.
But can't the CO2 just go to space, float away?
That would be nice, but it doesn't work that way. You have all heard the words greenhouse effect before, right?
Yeah.
The greenhouse effect describes how Earth works like a farmer's greenhouse. The sun, the Earth, and its atmosphere work together like an enormous greenhouse. It's not too hot, like Venus, or too cold, like Mars. It's the Goldilocks zone. It's just right. Part of the Earth's atmosphere is made of CO2. Now, a little CO2 holds the right amount of the sun's warmth, and the Earth stays at just the right temperature. Extra heat is reflected off the Earth's ice cap and mountain snowpacks. But now, too much CO2 in the atmosphere is holding too much heat. The extra heat has melted ice caps and snowpacks, making much smaller places to reflect away heat. And so it goes, around in circles. More CO2, more heat, more heat, more melting, more heat absorbed, more melting. Oh man, it overloads my data banks and messes up my hair. So, you get the big picture, right? Burning the 4 fossil fuels has made too much CO2 in the atmosphere. So our mission now is to find ways to produce less CO2. If we use less energy, we make less CO2, and the Earth is a healthier, more comfortable place to live. And just right.
What can we do, MC? We don't own coal plants or oil pipelines.
Well, even we robots have to admit that humans are pretty smart. After all, a human made me. People are working hard to figure out ways to make less CO2. Some ways are pretty easy. The most important ways to save the most energy is to use less heating, less cooling, less lighting, and to drive vehicles that get more miles per gallon of gas. That's only 4 things to remember. You can do that. Take that important message home to your family, because adults have to help out with this too. Repeat after me. Less heat.
Less heat.
Less cool.
Less cool.
Less light.
Less light.
Clean driving.
Clean driving.
A rapper friend of mine says it like this. If we want to make the world greener today, we've got to do things a different way. Turn down the heat when you sleep at night. Turn down the AC to make things right. If you want to make the world greener today, we've got to do things the very best way. Turn off the light when you're done. Go outside and have some fun. If we want to make the world greener today, we've got to do things a different way. Make sure you talk to mom and dad. They've got to drive a car that's not too bad. Tell them drive one that uses less gas. That'll cut their CO2 real fast. If we want to make the world greener today, we've got to do things a different way. If we want to make the world greener today, we have to do things a different way. Oh yeah! Each person and robot, each of us needs to do things differently now to keep Earth and its climate in the right shape. Even you kids, unbelievably, you create lots of CO2 too. Kids, you can cut back on the CO2 you make really fast. And you can even know by how much. Count the CO2 that you make. It's easy. CO2 is measured in pounds, just like people. But a pound of CO2 is a lot bigger than a pound of person. Have you ever seen a big exercise ball? A Pilates ball, it's called. It is the size of a pound of CO2. Each of you creates about 57 pounds of CO2 every day by the things you do. Pretty amazing. How many of you are fast and powerful? Oh man, are we in luck then? This is where you are all so very important. I, MC Green, challenge you to use your kid power. If you reduce your CO2 a little each day and keep at it, you can cut back big time. Use Kid Power to cut back and then challenge others in your family and neighborhood to match you, pound for pound. To help you start, I will tell you 5 simple ways to cut your CO2. Number 1, as my pal MC Blue says, reduce, reuse, recycle. Reducing is the most important. If we don't make things in the first place, we don't use as much energy. Reuse the back of printed paper. Did you know that a pack of new computer paper creates more than 18 pounds of CO2? And a pound of recycled computer paper still creates over 6 pounds. Wow! Cut it in half by using each piece twice. And swap your unwanted toys with your friends instead of buying new ones. And, as I know you already do, remember to recycle your cans, bottles, plastics, and all your electronics too. Number 2, turn off the lights. If you leave just one 65-watt light bulb on at night, the electricity used in just 5 hours creates a whole pound of CO2. Yikes! If just 5 of you in this room turned off a light each night, you would save more than a ton of CO2 every year. That's right, just by turning a light off. Now that is Kid Power. Number 3, tuck your computers into bed. How many of you use a computer at home or school? Wow, you are tech savvy. Well, do you know that you can put your computers to sleep and make them hibernate? Just like the polar bears do. It only takes 3 steps that you can do with mom or dad. By using sleep and hibernate,